Bali, yung next topic is the project intro na. We will first start with the objectives. So, yung pinaka-objective ng project is to have a 360-degree view of an individual's performance. So, nabanggit dun sa introductory file na ultimately, we want a dashboard for personal consumption. So, hindi tayo magko-consolidate ng data from different individuals. Ang focus natin, meron tayong code na open source na pwedeng gamitin ng kahit na sino who would want to consolidate just his or her personal stats. So, uh, initially, ang gagawin natin, makikita din natin mamaya dun sa data flow, na ang i-consolidate natin ay yung mga common or basic personal data sources. Pero eventually, we want this project to become sustainable in such a way na people will build on top of it depende sa kanya-kanyang use case nila. Kasi tulad ng nabanggit dito sa project natin, merong tatlong categories tayong ifo-focus, di ba? Meron tayong physical well-being, financial well-being, and digital well-being. Pero yung use cases, napakadami and we won't be able to cover lahat talaga. So eventually, ang gusto natin, magkaroon ng self-sustaining GitHub project kung saan pwedeng i-customize yung code to unique use cases. Because for example, naglagay ako ng notes dito. So sabi ko, use cases vary widely. Consider the case of someone who's diabetic versus someone bipolar versus social media addict. So, iba-iba yung gusto nilang makita sa dashboard kasi ang i-build natin is something na pinaka-base wherein for for example we have 24 hours in a day to spend. So dun sa 24 hours na yun, ilang hours ang napupunta sa sleep, ilang hours ang napupunta sa exercise, ilang hours ang napupunta sa work, sa social media browsing. And then eventually we want the dynamic of the we want the dashboard to be dynamic. So gusto natin pag kinlik natin uh, yung work hours, ilang hours doon yung na-spend sa full-time, sa volunteer work for example, etc. etc. We want drill downs dun sa dashboard natin and balikan lang natin yung varying use cases, no? So for someone who has a health condition, baka pwedeng mag ang isang unique use case niya would be to monitor yung food intake. Merong actually mga applications ngayon that monitor the food intake. So, if they can monitor their food intake through an app, and if they can extract those data into our uh, or sorry, hindi extract data into our data warehouse, but extract their data into their own database or own data warehouse. So, isa yun sa pwedeng maging focus nila. Food intake. For someone bipolar naman, actually we can cover this one. Kasi basically mamaya dun sa data flow makikita natin na another data source would be the messaging applications. So pwede ring isingit dito yung journal applications. So of course we have large language models or LLMs that can summarize or even detect the mood depending on the conversations that we're having. So isang use case yon. So yeah, bottom line is that there are a lot of use cases and what we're going to build initially are just from the common data sources. Pero ang goal, people can build on top of the code that we're going to put there for their own unique use case. So, nilagay ko din note dito, we want it to be as streamlined as possible. there are data sources na baka wala tayong choice and we'll have to do a manual workaround. But as much as possible, we want this project to be as streamlined and as automated as possible. Next naman dito ay ang secondary objective nito ay makatulong sa mga contributors para ma-develop and showcase nila yung data and tech skills nila. So, I put down some skills here that can be learned. Hindi ko na i-go through isa-isa. So yun, we have two objectives. One is to have that 360-degree view. And pangalawa, for the contributors themselves na magkaroon ng way to showcase their skill. So, of course, there are similar projects to this one. Ang kailangan nating unang i-consider is that the source systems themselves have their own reporting tools. So, for example, if you're using Apple Health or uh, uh, Apple Health or similar software, may mga native reporting tools na sila. And if you're using Facebook, of course, meron na rin silang native reporting tool. So, ang point dito is that okay lang yun na meron ng sariling reporting tool yung mga source systems because what we'll do is to consolidate data from various systems. And it might not be apparent as early as now why it's worth it to consolidate. Pero siguro banggitin lang din natin na yung source systems na merong own reporting tools. This is true for businesses as well. Kasi if you're going to take a look at e-commerce companies, meron silang Shopify, meron silang CRM tools, meron silang Xero, which is an accounting tool. So, merong native reporting itong mga tools na to, but still, business owners and leaders still consolidate their own data. They still have their dedicated data teams because they see value in having just a consolidated view. So, hopefully, ma-achieve natin yung goal na to, not for a business but for individual use. So, meron din tayong applications such as Google Fit, but based on the documentation ng Google Fit, it's unlikely to cover all use cases. If I'm not mistaken, Google Fit will cover mostly yung physical well-being aspect, but not all. Tapos, meron ding GitHub repos. Similar to what we're doing. Not very sure if they are similar. Kasi ano sila eh. There's a GitHub repo, for example, na nagfo-focus on how to extract Strava data. Tapos i-analyze niya yung Strava data. So, it's just one example of somehow related GitHub repo. Pero hindi niya kina-cover yung gusto natin na 360-degree view. So, isa rin to na babanggitin natin sa ibang documents pa natin. As much as possible, it's important that we do some research first before we start coding. So, we have to search for similar repositories or related repositories para mag-build on top tayo dun sa code na existing already. So, yeah, magbibigay din tayo eventually ng credit giving guidelines para mabigyan ng credit mabigyan ng credit yung related repositories in a proper way.